What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fordham Firesides. I'm your host, Hank Michaels. Today I have a very special guest from Lincoln Center. He is in the midst of a controversy regarding the Lincoln Center USG, and he's here to talk to me about it today. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Tong.
Hi Hank, how are you?
How you doing, Austin?
Very, very good.
Thanks for coming down today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I understand you're from Long Island?
Yeah, I am. I drove here from Westbury.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you drive to Lincoln Center then every day for class?
No, I take the IR every day.
Okay.
To class.
All right. That's faster than driving, I'd
It's
assume.
faster and cheaper.
Okay,
It's much
cool.
cheaper.
Cool. So what made you want to go to Fordham?
Well, I want to go to the Gabelli Business School.
Okay.
It's very good. I have the global business major.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good, and I think it's just a prestigious school.
Okay.
It's also a Jesuit university. So
Yeah. You like
very nice.
You like the Jesuit values then?
Yeah, I like it more than a lot of other schools.
Sure. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you were VP of operations
Mm-hmm.
at USG Lincoln Center.
Mm-hmm.
Was this your first year in that position?
Yes.
Okay. And what made you want to run for that?
Well, I want to serve the people,
Okay.
right? I want to make changes for the school.
Okay.
And I done it the first year, freshman year. I was class senator for Gabelli School of Business.
Sure.
And I want to run for vice president because it's just more influence. I want to make changes.
Okay.
But yeah.
And VP of operations, what does that position entail?
Well, operations is like club stuff. You make clubs, you run clubs, and you regulate clubs. And the vice president part is just vice president.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wanted to do stuff with clubs because you felt like that was the best way to help the people.
Well, not really.
Okay.
Not exactly. I want to help two ways.
Okay.
One is like the general life of students. I help them. I make study guides. I make everything. I help people make their lives easier.
Sure.
And the clubs part, I have my own ideas. I want to make certain clubs in the school. I want to make the environment more competitive. Right now, it's very stagnant, I think, in both campuses.
Okay.
And I want to start with Lincoln Center, make things more fun for everyone.
Sure.
Different kinds of clubs, more varieties.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got the position as VP of Ops, and you recently, just a couple weeks ago, you resigned. And I understand what happened. I'm looking at the statement from the USG here. Is that you had failed to show up to multiple club meetings, and then you didn't complete your training in time. Is that correct?
Well, it's twisted.
Okay.
Let me say this. The bureaucrats, they have motives.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them, they want to run for president
Yeah.
next term. And they came up with these reasons, which are not entirely false, but they're twisted.
Okay.
Like meetings. I went to meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I missed like 2 or 3 meetings where I done stuff for people.
Sure.
Like I was negotiating with professors
Okay.
for price drops. I was doing study guides for everyone. I spent that time serving the people.
Okay.
Okay. And those meetings, honestly, you spend like 1 or 2 hours talking about nothing, gossip. Every year is the same.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not productive. I use the time very productively.
Okay.
And for the surveys, for the club survey, nobody told me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nobody told me. And they said they reminded me, which is not true.
Yeah.
The school reminded me.
Okay.
And once they reminded me, I finished it. And everything was good. I finished it immediately.
Okay.
The thing is, I still don't feel remorse. I feel I should have communicated more with the school,
Yeah.
but not the bureaucrats, the student bureaucrats, because they waste our money anyway, our tuition money. You know,
Yeah.
our tuition goes into the student activities fees. They buy pizza for themselves. They call it Fordham Fridays. They give pizza for people wearing maroon color for school spirit, but that's unsustainable.
Okay.
And honestly, they eat most of the pizza. So I save a lot of money for students. I really enjoy that.
Okay. So it says here that if you fail to or if you miss 4 of the club meetings, it's
Right.
grounds for impeachment, though. So if you wanted to help the people, wouldn't you be concerned about like maintaining that position and at least doing the requirements so you can like help facilitate the government and therefore help the people?
Well, it's true. It's true. But first of all, there's no communication in student government.
Sure.
Nobody even knows about this. They found these things in the Constitution. It's not like they knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
They were finding these excuses against me
Okay.
because they want me out. It makes it much more easier if they get me out and they run for president next term.
So why do you think they wanted you out? Just because they wanted to run in your place?
Well, they want to run, and they know most people will support me.
Okay.
You know, and it just makes it much easier for them to defame me. They defamed me.
Mm-hmm.
They went everywhere to every student talking bad things about me,
Okay.
which are not true. And then they went to the school newspaper,
Mm-hmm.
the Observer, and they found their best friend. The reporter is their best friend.
Is that Kevin Christopher Robles?
Kevin Christopher Robles,
Mm-hmm.
their best friend, and they don't even try to hide it.
Okay.
You know, I just feel it's very disgraceful what they've done.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you like, I feel like with positions of power and government positions of any kind, whether it's U.S. government or student government, there are like responsibilities that you have to complete, whether you like it or not, in order to do the things you want to.
Right.
Did that did you not consider that, like doing things that may not feel necessary to you, but you have to go with it?
Well, I did. Like,
yeah.
I run the club things.
Okay.
I help multiple students form new clubs, and you have no idea what I got through.
Okay.
You have these established clubs trying to defend me as well because I'm making clubs that compete against them.
Okay.
For example, there's the Asian Pacific American Club,
Mm-hmm.
and you have these students trying to make Chinese culture clubs or Korean student clubs,
Sure.
and they're trying to make it very hard for me, and it's been very hard. And a lot of things are unnecessary, the paperwork and everything. I go through all these processes just to help these students.
Yeah.
And the Korean Student Club, fortunately, just passed with our help. So I do go through the process. It's just some of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to gossip for an hour in a meeting.
Sure.
It's not productive. That's not the point of student government. The point is to serve the students.
Sure.
And that's what I do.
Okay. So what about the club networking dinner? It says that was one of your responsibilities, and you didn't organize that in time, and it was canceled. That seems like something that would maybe be more productive than the meetings.
Right.
So why didn't you make that happen?
Well, that's not even true. I organized it. I mailed everyone.
Okay.
I was gathering people. I was planning everything.
Okay.
And they felt like the student government, the bureaucrats, they felt like not enough people are coming.
Okay.
And they canceled it a few days before.
Sure.
And now they make it sound like I didn't do it, which is not true at all. I did it.
Okay. But why did it not happen? The bureaucrats canceled it?
They canceled it. They canceled it because they feel like there's not enough number of people coming.
Okay.
Not enough people coming.
Who are the bureaucrats? The other members of USG?
Yes.
Okay.
Not everyone.
Okay.
But a lot of them.
And how many people are on USG there?
Like 20, 30 people.
Okay. And they're all e-board positions?
E-board, and there's class senators.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what about the weekly office hours? That seems like something that's like interacting with the people, like that you sit down in your position, people come in and talk to you. That seems productive to me. Why didn't you hold those?
Well,
those
first
meetings?
of all, it was never assigned to me. And second of all, it's a joke.
Okay.
We say interactions with voters, with people.
Okay.
And nobody goes to the office meetings. Nobody goes to the office to talk to student leaders. Nothing
Sure.
happens. People message me online.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the age of digital technology. People do that. Nobody goes to the offices, which I've done last year. Nobody ever came.
Okay.
And I feel there's more productive ways to do it than just sit in the office for 2 hours doing nothing.
Okay.
It's unproductive.
So if you had it your way, how would the student government be run?
Well, first of all, I'll restructure everything.
Okay.
I won't have these committees. We have departments. We have the Senate, and we have executive departments.
Okay.
The Senate deals with school policy, student policies. They deal with new reforms and everything.
Okay.
And the executive branch, they will deal with the bureaucratic processes, like
Okay.
making clubs. We need to reorganize everything, including clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Everything needs to change, and we need to make use of technology and social media, which is not used right now.
Okay.
They don't do enough. And what happens is there is no communication flowing around school.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on. There's no school spirit. The student government, I'm sure it's like this in every school.
Yeah.
It's just for show. It's just
Sure.
for show. And what I want to do, and what a lot of people want to do, is to make it useful.
Okay.
Make it a tool. I want to broadcast for them on
Mhm.
the international stage using social media. I want to teach clubs how to fundraise instead of relying on student funds
Okay.
and cut wasteful spending.
Okay.
And in general, we need to cut regulations and make things simpler for everyone.
Okay. Well, I want to go back just quickly to the club leader training that caused the
Right.
budget freeze. It says that that another VP that her stuff was affected by the budget freeze, but not necessarily yours. Are you not worried about those other people's like
Right.
responsibilities?
Well, let me tell you what exactly they're saying.
Okay.
The pizza. That's what I was saying before. They were giving out pizza
Okay.
without tuition money. And
Okay.
I don't worry because that's just wasteful.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely wasteful. They try to boost school spirit giving out pizza
This
while
is-
they eat most of it.
This is Katina Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, the bureaucrats, they are different cliques.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them want to run for president. Some of them want egos.
Okay.
They want to look good. But I don't feel remorse for them,
Okay.
you know, because they waste our money. They pretend to be all moral and high class, and it's not true. I think what they're doing is wasting voters' time
Okay.
and wasting what can be done in the
All right.
school year.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, so why did you resign then? Because that's essentially giving up
Right,
everything. And if you still want to help the people
right.
through like a government position, why'd you just give it up?
Well, I think this will happen. They wrote on that newspaper, the school newspaper, they wrote that either I resign or they impeach
The Observer.
the Observer. They
Okay.
wrote on it. Okay, the bureaucrats wrote on it. They're going to resign. They're going to impeach me.
Okay.
So it's either I quit or they make me quit.
Okay.
And I'm not giving up anything, Hank. I'm not giving up anything.
Yeah.
I want to run for president next term.
All right.
And that's the position where I can make the changes I want for our school.
So when you say next term, do you mean in the spring or
In the
next
spring.
fall?
In
Okay.
the spring. I want to run for that. That's the real responsibility. That's going to happen. Everything I just told you, the changes we want to make for Fordham,
Okay.
it's going to happen then. If I get impeached, it's not good for us.
Yeah.
I want to make sure those changes get passed. And to make those changes happen, I need to be president.
Okay.
So I had to resign before they did that. If they did that, they got what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But they were not quick enough. They didn't think about it.
Okay.
They're too simple. They're too young, too naive.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's assume that you get the position of president.
Mhm.
Would you be skipping like meetings that are required of you?
Well, that's the thing. It's very ineffective. What I'm going to do is restructure everything. We're going to cut down the time spent, make it very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it down to like 1 or 2 meetings a week instead of 3. Spending hours on meeting,
Yeah.
just talking. Look, the student government doesn't have any executive power. Anyone that thinks student government has power isn't knowing enough.
Yeah.
It's really just the influence of student government. The school decides everything.
Okay.
You don't need student officers talking for hours on something the school would decide.
Sure.
You need swift action and swift representation
Mm-hmm.
that represents the interests of the students, and then bring that to the school. You don't need bureaucrats talking about it for hours. It's not effective. I'm going
Okay.
to cut down the meetings so that it's helpful for both the people and the student bureaucrats. You know?
Okay. But you understand, like, if you, when you're president, you don't have absolute power within the government. Like, you
Right.
still work with I'm assuming it's the same as here, but you work with the Office of Student Involvement and
Right.
stuff. Like, I don't think they'd probably let you completely restructure how the government works.
Well, we're going to try.
You're gonna try.
We're going to try.
Okay.
And we have the support of the people.
Okay.
Look, I want to work very closely with the school, the Student Involvement Office.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make it better for both Lincoln Center students and Rose Hill students,
Okay.
the entire school.
Oh.
And I believe that belief and value
Sure.
will touch the hearts of those who oppose us.
Okay. So, I know you mentioned that you want to restructure the government, obviously, and change how the system works, make it more for the people and not useless spending.
Mm-hmm.
What stuff would go? Like, what specific events or like things would you want completely out?
Well, I want the lack of power for senators complete out. I want to make just the Senate and just the executive.
Okay.
We have senators actually talking to students
Sure.
and knowing what the problems are and talking to the school. Let them do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let the executive branches do the bureaucratic stuff. Give legislative power. Also, the spending part. We're not going to give away free stuff anymore.
Okay.
No more free pizza. No more. We're going to teach clubs how to fundraise.
Okay.
So we have enough money left for new events. I want new events. And certain other events, maybe not cancel them, but make better deals with like the companies that we work with.
Okay.
You know, these are the things that matter. The meetings are important, but they're not everything. Meetings should facilitate action.
Mm-hmm.
But when those meetings facilitate emptiness, what is the point? This
Sure.
whole point is not about meetings. It's about whether we serve the people.
Okay.
You know, so I don't feel any remorse because I still serve the people. on a daily basis.
I notice on your Instagram and on your LinkedIn page, you still have the title of Vice President of USG. Why? Well, like one, I've heard people criticize you because that was never your actual position. You were VP of Ops, while Vice President is like a different a different position. So, what made you put that title there on your pages, and why do you still have it up?
Well, good point. There's like 5 vice presidents.
Okay.
I'm actually vice president. It's just I didn't add the of ops part.
Yeah.
I'm vice president.
Okay.
I think that's absurd. What kind of company or government has 5 vice presidents or however there are?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We need 1 president, 1 vice president.
Well, companies sometimes have multiple vice presidents.
Well, companies, but in this case, these are not vice presidents. These are workers. They do paperwork. There's no leadership. All we need is 1 vice president, 1 president, and everyone else are department leaders or senators or whoever works in the student government.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that I have that title to answer your question because people believe I am. People think I'm the vice president, and it's true. I'm the only one that actually helps them, and people agree with that.
Well, I've actually heard, and this isn't all people, but I've heard people say, the first time I heard about this story was that there was a kid pretending to be VP. So I guess there's some people who don't think that, or don't recognize that you're the vice president of the people.
Well, they don't know enough, and I'll communicate with them.
Okay. Have you thought about getting, I mean, I guess you're getting to say your piece right now, but have you thought about like being interviewed by a Lincoln Center newspaper or something like that?
I have. They asked me for comment for the resignation news, and I refused because the same guy writing it is their best friend.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I should contribute to a piece that will not bring the whole truth to the people.
Yeah, you said at the end of the Second Observer article that the people do not accept false and inaccurate reporting of a biased reporter with political motivation and bureaucratic conspiracy. That's this Christopher Robles guy. Do you know this guy personally?
No, I don't know him, but I know he's best friends with a lot of the bureaucrats.
How do you know that?
Well, you see them together every day.
Okay.
And it's like a school thing. You know, we're all students. You know this.
Sure. Does the Observer, is that like the main publication at Lincoln Center?
Well, you have Observer and you have the RAM from Rose Hill.
Okay.
And, you know, that's another problem. Look, you're making a podcast. And imagine you go through the club process. You try to make a podcast club.
Sure.
It's going to be very hard for you because we have these established clubs that are stopping everything. Yeah. And that's a serious problem. You just brought up a serious problem. We only have 2 newspapers, 2 official newspapers. Okay. Why not make your podcast a club too?
Yeah. Right? I like it better this way.
Well, works either way.
Yeah. Well, I know like Fordham has The Rival, which is not technically affiliated with Fordham. It's like an off-campus publication. That's honestly like what I thought Observer was, but they are like affiliated with the school campus itself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just want to go over some of your Instagram posts. Just maybe you can clarify. I think you actually clarified the most recent one during this podcast where you were talking about political motives and bureaucrats have pushed you out of office. Do you believe they pushed you out of office? Because I know you resigned, and then you said you made it sound like maybe the Observer made you resign. Would you say it was like you felt like you were being pushed out of office by the other people on USG?
Well, the Observer didn't push me out. It's the people that wrote on Observer.
Yeah.
The bureaucrats, right?
Yeah.
They said either I resign that day or they impeach me.
Okay.
And that's what happened. I wasn't forced by the Observer. I wasn't literally forced out. But to accomplish the things that I want to do for Fordham, in that perspective, I was forced out because I had to quit before they forced me out.
Okay. Will they let you run again?
I didn't do anything wrong, so they will let me run again.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you did do like multiple things wrong by skipping your responsibilities and stuff. And whether or not you think that's right, like I think the people on USG would probably take issue with that.
Well, like you said, they don't have absolute power. They can't stop people from running. But if I get impeached, that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, do you think it could hurt your chances? Do you think more people would, be against you based on the budget freeze and like it seems like maybe your time in office left a bad taste in people's mouth.
Well, I think it left a bad taste for the bureaucrats.
Okay.
They're not having fun. We're having a lot of fun. Everyone I know that read the newspaper, the article that you read, laughed. Yeah. Most people know it's a joke. Okay. And I am doing work. People know that. Perhaps not everyone at Rose Hill, but at Lincoln Center, people know that. And I say the majority of people are angry at this.
Sure.
Whether they're right or wrong, I think they're absolutely wrong. But how they handled it is completely wrong.
Okay.
Okay. And people know who does work for people and who doesn't. So I don't think I have a last chance of running.
Okay.
I think I'll win even more.
Really? Did you win in a landslide last time?
Always.
Yeah. So, do you think that's going to happen again?
Well, I really don't care about winning. I just care if I can be president and make the changes I want for everyone for them.
Sure. And you think you can do that?
I think I can.
Okay. Well, I'm very interested to see what happens. Everyone, keep your eyes on the LC USG election in the spring. Austin, thank you so much for coming on. It was great.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that stuff. I know the camera's cut out for a second there, but I think I took care of it, so hopefully it didn't cause too much of an issue with the video. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in a few days.